Welcome to the Golden Boot Podcast with your host, George Hancock, Cody Slavinsky, and Vandy Chris, only on the Dogs Media Network. Stay golden.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the Golden Boot Podcast Season 2, Episode number 2, where it is opening day of college baseball season. And nothing says college baseball is back than the happiness you get when you see that the Florida Gators drop their first game. Boys, how are you guys doing tonight?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. How am I doing? I had an incident today where I looked at the mirror and I see this 3-inch long, I kid you not, this thing was 3 inches long, solid white whisker hanging out of my sideburns. I'm like, oh my, I'm getting old, Cody. How are you doing?
I'm not getting old, apparently, so that's good. Brad, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, man. Opening day. Got to hear the ping.
Yes.
Got a W, man. That's all that matters to me right now. So
Absolutely.
awesome
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah, I mean, today was a weird day of baseball, though. All the big teams are struggling, and which, I mean, I know obviously opening game jitters, you're going to struggle a little bit. You know, you got to get through all the kinks to figure out where your team is and everything. LSU, you know, they played VMI today, and pitching, I wouldn't say that it was struggling overall, but Thatcher Hurd did not have his best performance, but he did the same thing last year early in the season. But at the end of the game, Gage Jump, who's also a transfer from UCLA, he came in. He had Tommy John's last year, so he didn't even really play. And he's a lefty. Homie was throwing 96, and it was beautiful. So I am in the stars of happiness right now.
Got to take it. It's early, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Got to see a few bombs hit, and that was nice.
It's always fun, man. The ping, man. That's all I was waiting for.
And it felt so good just to hear that first hit today. I mean, I was so happy. And I was watching. I watched quite a few games actually today. I got to catch some of the Vanderbilt game. Watched a little bit of Iowa. I was just wanting to see what everybody was all about. I didn't watch a lot of everybody, but I mean, I watched a fair amount just to kind of get an idea of where everybody stands. And yeah, I think that Florida getting that wake up call, that's either going to be the worst thing that happens to them, or it's going to be bad for everybody they play.
I got to ask you.
Didn't see much in the Vanderbilt game other than offense, right?
Vanderbilt looked fine for the early part of that game, though.
Our pitching was horrible.
You were watching the Iowa game. Did they say the fastball for Birdie Bird?
I did not. I actually asked them on their Twitter what was he sitting on in terms of the fastball. They haven't responded.
Never heard a word.
It's man.
It looked like it was at minimum 98 and maybe even triple digits easily. Like it was up there.
Vanderbilt had a pitcher hit 100 today.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, Grayson Carter.
Dang.
Too bad he went 3 innings, 7 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He couldn't control it.
That's what happens. We got a kid, Aiden Moffitt, and he's just in like the last few practices, they had some people keeping the gun on everybody, and he was our top thrower, and he was sitting at 99 most of the time, but walked everybody in the world, and it was a shame. But yeah, so some big things that did happen today. Cal State Fullerton, they're back. They took the first game from Stanford. They're playing a doubleheader today, and as we were jumping on, they were up 12-5 on them. So Cal State,
Jody.
Do what?
That's for Jody.
Hey, absolutely. I was so happy to see it because I like Cal State. I've always liked them. Always like watching them over the years, and seeing them be back in a good spot is just music to my ears. But seeing Stanford down though is just really weird.
Especially such a flip from last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, they lost quite a bit of people, but they didn't lose that many people. I mean, they lost Braden Montgomery, and that's huge. But
yeah, I was going to say they lost Braden Montgomery, and that's big. When you lose that guy, he may be the best position player in America.
Oh, for sure.
And it's been a really weird week for Stanford too, if you think about it. Because
absolutely.
Earlier in the week, they had some massive news for their program.
What's that?
For anybody that's watching that did not see it, there's a recruit from Japan. His name is Rintaro Sasaki.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about this kid, you know that his father is the one that coached Otani in high school. This kid broke all of Otani's home run records in high school in Japan. He hit 140 home runs in high school.
That's insane.
Jeez.
He was the unanimous #1 draft pick in the Japanese Major League draft. And he decided to skip it to play college baseball. Now, 4 teams he came down to, his final 4 were Vanderbilt, Stanford, Cal, and Cal Poly. He's huge on the academic side.
I was going to say academics.
But Stanford had some major news this week. I actually put an article on College Baseball Dogs about it. Sasaki committed to Stanford. And that has got to be, without a question, the biggest recruit that Coach Erskine has landed to date.
I mean, realistically, potentially he could be the biggest recruit of all time to ever go to college.
That's literally, you just stole my words, man. That's holy smokes, man.
Yeah, I mean that's monumental, and it could lead to an effect of where you start seeing more of these international kids come to the college ranks. I mean, I know you got kids from Australia already coming over, and that's been happening, but like you don't see Japanese players come over. You don't see the kids from Puerto Rico and all that come up and play. And now if he's coming over, there's a chance you can see that. Because see, a lot of the time these kids that are in from the Dominican Republic and all that, they sign when they're 16, 17 years old with a pro team, and then they essentially they never develop, and they just sit in low A ball. Then eventually they just get cut and they're done, and that's it. And that's a shame. But I'm hoping that these kids see this and they can get in some of these colleges, which I know obviously academically you got to be able to get in, I don't know what kind of waiver the NCAA could offer for international kids. Because I mean, I know obviously there is a platform to get kids that are international in, but I don't know, obviously something I've never researched, but I don't know what the education system in Puerto Rico and the Dominican are. So I don't know where those kids sit.
Mm-hmm. It's still huge news for Stanford. 140 home runs in high school. Yep.
To put that in perspective, we were just talking about the United States record. It's held by a kid from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this. The top 2 guys are, I think it was 78 and 74 home runs in their career, and they lead the nation, the United States. This guy doubled them.
So it makes me wonder how many high school games he played also. Because I know in the U.S., it varies. Some teams might play as many as 25, 30 games. Some teams only play 12. I mean, you don't know what you're getting with some of these kids.
That's still a lot of home runs.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a lot of home runs.
Wow.
So a guy like Grayson Burleson that we had on Monday night, he'll play 35, 40 games a year. And last year he hit 15 home runs.
Which is great. I mean, that's a good number.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But another thing too, though, what's the pitching like in Japan?
Oh no, this kid hit .413 for his high school career, and his slugging percentage through his high school career was .818.
But can he hit a curveball?
So it's funny you asked that. This kid walked twice as many times as what he struck out.
That's impressive.
This kid knows what he's doing with the bat.
Man, I definitely want to see what he does, because that's unheard of.
Is he one and done, or does he stay a little bit?
I think one and dones in baseball you generally don't see that. You'll see some draft eligible sophomores, but
he's kind of a rare.
I think most of the time when you go to college, you have to stay at least 2 years.
Yeah, I think that's
for the major league draft.
Yeah, he would. And see, it makes me wonder though, what if he doesn't click in the Stanford system? Does he transfer out and go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot sitting here, and also
money.
How does it? I wonder how it works out. With him, I'm pretty sure he probably speaks either very minimal English or or none at all. How is that going to work? I mean, I know you'll get a translator and stuff like that, but that cannot be easy.
I'm sure somebody there speaks it.
My question is, he won't suit up for him this year. He'll enroll next fall. Okay. Now the question is, does he decide next fall to go ahead and enter the Japanese draft and not even play at Stanford?
I doubt it. I don't think he would have committed to an American college after knowing he was 1-1 over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he's made his mind up. I think that's set in stone.
He's got a bigger agenda, in my opinion.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he wants to get the real money and go for the major league draft here and really get paid, because, I mean, let's be real. If he even does 80% of what he did in high school, he's going to be the first round #1 overall pick easily in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, look, we got a comment from Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Wait a minute. Where
the heck is
Sarah's
George?
watching. Yeah, where's George? If she's watching, where is he?
Yeah, it's crap.
You might have to call out one of our presidents and have him go look for him.
I'm very tempted to do that, actually. So there was a really good story this week that's come out about the ECU baseball player, and it's crazy to think of someone with a prosthetic leg playing baseball, especially considering that his plant foot is his prosthetic leg. That blew my mind. I mean, it is. So
story.
A little backstory on this guy. Hold on, I did a screenshot on my phone so I wouldn't look like or sound like an idiot. Well, I will. But his name is Parker Bird. He lost his right leg in a boating accident on July 23rd of 2023. So less than a year ago, he lost his right leg.
It was 22.
This is straight from ESPN. This says he lost it last year. So in a 45-day period, he underwent 22 surgeries.
Oh my!
Yeah. So he made his debut tonight, and in his at bat, he walked, which was awesome. So he got to first, and then they put a pinch runner in for him, and and obviously everybody was very excited to see him. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So to give you an idea of what it looks like for him being at bat, and this just goes to show you that humanity is not dead. Check out the reaction he got.
That's awesome.
That crowd went nuts. Can you imagine what it felt like? Can you imagine what it felt like for him when he heard it? And now batting number 16, Parker Bird.
Oh, I know.
And what it felt like to him.
Well, yeah, he probably never thought he'd play again.
Yeah. Another interesting part of that story is that he was actually featured in a Super Bowl ad this year.
That's cool. Hey, I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
We're counting.
We're counting. I'm like you. That's 2 seconds. I don't know what the deal is.
That's the longest 2 seconds ever. It's all right. Chris, how you doing besides the gray hair?
Well, Vanderbilt won today, but it did not look like I thought it would look like.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, man.
So the question for me going into the season for Vanderbilt has been, where are the bats going to come from? That we should be pitching tight. Well, that's certainly not what happened today. We weren't pitching tight, and we had plenty of bats. We put up 12 runs today, and I was not expecting that.
Good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah. As long as they can continue it.
We talked about Brody Brack and 11 strikeouts, but 6 walks. I think his control got better, but I think he's still a little wild right now. I guess we're going to see how he plays out. But the thing I was excited for is the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that came in, Jack Whitlock, held it down. He walked in with the bases loaded, 1 out, and then just struck out the next 2 dudes. And that
that was a big moment for you guys.
That takes some balls. I don't care what game it is or who you're playing. That's some stuff.
So,
and that's what tripped us up in that regional final, man. Our starting pitchers did the work, and as soon as we went to the bullpen, Indiana State ate us alive. So I was very happy about that today. And then we also found some bats. Sam Peterson. I got to pull this up. This kid. I got to find this picture. Give me 1 second.
Seeing Sarah brings up a good point. Arkansas was the same way. They won 6-4, but their stud pitcher, Hagen Smith, did not look good at all. Went 1 inning, gave up 3 runs on 46 pitches.
See, at least Breck was a little bit better than that.
That's not something that you would expect out of Hagen Smith.
Oh, no, for sure, man.
The cool story for Arkansas.
Sam Peterson, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 stolen bases, 1 home run, 1 double. A lot of people questioned where we were going to get some offense with our pitchers. I think we found it. And then we had Raider Tello, the last I saw. I don't know. He was 3 for 3 and driving in everybody, man. So
the big story for Arkansas is their relief pitching. Will McIntyre came in and just threw gas and really put that team on his shoulders to shut down the offense. What I got out of that is they were missing Peyton Stovall, who's one of their better hitters. They're going to struggle scoring runs, but pitching wise, if they can find a way to make up for the loss of Hunter Dietz, they're going to be scary good. So,
shaking off the rust, man.
Yeah, shake off the rust.
I mean, we only won 5-2, but I'm gonna take it, man. I'm gonna take it.
So, another team that had a pitcher show out today was UConn. Their pitcher was absolutely lights out today.
They're always sleepy good, man. It's hard to play in the Midwest. I couldn't imagine trying to play baseball in Connecticut. But they're always good.
And actually, UConn won a doubleheader today.
Oh, 2-0, huh? Nice.
2-0. I know a team that didn't win a doubleheader. We already talked about them.
Oh, Stanford.
But when you're nationally ranked in the top 10, you shouldn't be dropping doubleheaders on opening day.
No. But good for Fullerton, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Huge deal for Fullerton.
Longest 2 seconds ever, Cody. He gets his earpieces back in.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back, my friend.
Yes. What'd I miss?
We were talking about the UConn pitcher that threw gas today.
Yes, I saw UConn did very, very well today.
Yeah.
2-0.
Yep, that's amazing. So speaking of throwing gas, did you guys happen to catch any of the Duke and Indiana game today?
No, I wanted to.
Good game.
Man, it was a very good game. Everybody said that Indiana would be a team to watch out for in the Big Ten, obviously. I remember, Brad, you actually said that on the show. And that was a freaking slugfest. It was everything you could hope for an opening day game. I was very, very excited to see that. And but Duke pulled it out, and I am one of the people, and I know a lot of other people too. I think Duke can go to the at least supers and fringe Omaha this year, but they got a solid team.
I've seen a lot of people picking them to get to Omaha.
Yeah.
Rough day for the Big 12.
Did Tennessee end up winning?
They are currently winning.
So, I saw it was like 3-0.
Baylor lost.
Yep.
Texas Tech is losing. Texas is losing. Oklahoma lost. Oklahoma State is down 7-2 to Sam Houston. TCU is down 7-3 to Florida Gulf Coast.
No, it's 9-3 now.
No.
It's not a good day for the Big 12.
I mean, I'm not surprised though.
I'm surprised by a couple of those though, but wow.
Also,
the
I don't
Baylor
know
one
if
didn't
y'all,
surprise me.
so I don't know if y'all know this or not, but ESPN is finally doing college baseball coverage on their stats.
Nice.
It's the first year they've done this, and very convenient, especially since you can watch it on there, so it makes it even easier. Let's see. Oregon State did well today. Jacksonville beat
Yep.
Cincinnati today. That's nice.
The
Let's
Dolphins.
see.
The Dolphins, baby.
I spent a few summers down there at their campus. It's actually pretty cool down there. It's weird that it rains every day at like the same time though, for like 20
3 or
minutes.
4.
And then it just like dries up instantly.
And then it's
That's
really
the weirdest thing. Let's see. I'm trying to see if Cal State pulled out that second game or not.
Yes, Cal State won 2-0. They took the doubleheader from Stanford.
Stanford is 0-2.
That is amazing. I mean,
We were just talking about that. If you're a top 10 ranked Stanford, you're not supposed to be losing the doubleheader on opening day.
You ain't supposed to lose the opening weekend, to be honest. Unless you're playing in one of those tournaments where it's loaded.
Georgia's driving. Arkansas was the same story.
Yep.
Close one, 6-4. Hagen Smith struggled. And this is all from George. I'm typing for him as he talks. No, this is all Sarah. I know Sarah's the one that watched, and she's the one that has the baseball opinion. It's all good. What's up, Jamie?
See, I'm wondering how George is driving, because didn't we get a text from him earlier that they safely arrived at their destination?
Well, they might be driving back to where they're staying at. So.
Oh, I forgot. George's money bags, and he went out to eat supper, right?
That's right. He went to that dollar buffet.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I am honestly like, I still haven't accepted that it's opening day today. It's weird. I woke up this morning and like, I was really just like, I was giddy, and I was just like, man, I can't even stay in bed. Like, I was like shaking. I'm like, what do I do until 11 o'clock? And I was like twiddling my thumbs, because I'm like, come on. And then when it started, I heard that first hit, and I was just like, all right, we in it. But watching the game though, the LSU game, for example, it felt weird to see new faces. It really did. Like, so I have the LSU Gold subscription, so I get to watch the Powerhouse documentary that they make. So I was familiar with the kids that came in, but just seeing them out there, it was very fun to see. So we have a true freshman starting in right field. His name's Jake Brown. He's a very solid player. He's really like kind of like a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything. He's just very, very, very good. What's that? I thought Road to Omaha was going to be a podcast about Peyton Manning play calling. That's great. Oh, that's what I need to get. I need to get a sound clip of Peyton Manning saying Omaha, Omaha. That would be great. But yeah, I mean, just getting that spirit of we're back. This is it. And it makes me sad, because I know like I'm going to blink and then we're going to be 30 games into the season. That's music to my ears right now. I put like chills
It really
down my spine.
So people don't know a lot of people don't know the true story about the Vanderbilt Whistler. There's actually two of them. Okay. One is a guy named Jeff, and the other guy's a guy by the name of Preacher Franklin.
Preacher.
They have two very distinct, different types of whistle.
Yes.
Okay. The one that's behind home plate that absolutely drives everybody batty, that would be Jeff. And the Golden Boot doesn't want to send out condolences to Jeff and his family, as his son passed away on Sunday from ALS. A horrible situation there. Wanted to send out our condolences to the Vanderbilt Whistler, and can't wait to hear him whistling again at the ballpark, because that's part of our tradition. So
For sure, man. For sure. It's always hard, man.
Yep.
Especially when it's your son. That's like,
Yeah,
you're never supposed to outlive your child.
So I haven't watched since PEDs were taken out of baseball. Yeah. So it's funny this is said, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's some investors overseas, and they're starting an Olympics for people that take PEDs. And I am seriously excited about that.
Me too.
Yeah. Yes, Jamie. This is college baseball talk. Basically, a rundown of who we are. We're the Golden Boot Podcast. We started out as a college baseball podcast, and then we moved on and we cover all sports. But with today being opening day, we're doing all baseball today. I mean, we'll have a little bit of football talk here and there, but overall, this is college baseball today.
And if you want to get on that football talk real quick, we can.
Yeah, sure.
The football talk this week, there's only a couple topics that I wanted to cover. The first one, horrible situation in Kansas City at their parade this week.
Yes.
We know they had their parade. There was a shooting. Actually, today they charged 2 juveniles in connection with that shooting. It started out as an argument between 4 people, and they went to shooting each other. 1 person died, 8 were injured. But there's something that happened today that I think is absolutely incredible. Okay, people can complain about Taylor Swift all they want. I don't care. It's no skin off my back. However, what she did today is a class act. She donated $100,000 to the victim's family that was shot. Class act. Say what you want to about Taylor Swift, but unless you're going to step up and do what she did, button it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
So speaking of Taylor Swift,
I've seen her live, man. She's great.
there you go.
Scout.
So you know the mask that Jason Kelsey was partying in?
The one he found on the ground?
Yeah. So there's more to that story now. So basically, he had taken a picture with a kid earlier in the night, and this kid though, the mask, I think he's like 8th grade or something like that. But the mask, like a lucky mask, it's been to like 4 Super Bowls. It got signed by a player last year, and the kid accidentally dropped it, and Jason happened to find it. But he had a picture of him with Jason with the mask. So Jason's gotten word, so he's going to get the mask back to the kid.
That's too cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for Troy, he's asking for a Pac-2 update. Well, I can give you an update. Stanford dropped both their games at Cal State Fullerton today. They went from being an Omaha team last year to being not so hot to start the year. But we're very happy.
He's only wanting to hear about the Pac-2, though.
Yes.
So,
Oregon State
cleaned up.
Very, very good.
Yes, they did.
That's really about all
I haven't
I know.
seen nothing on Washington State yet.
No, I think they play in a little bit. They haven't. I don't even think they've started yet. And if they have, it just started.
So the other football topic, we all talk about the transfer portal. We talk about coaches leaving, how something has to be done about transfer portal. So, my opinion, something's got to be done about coaches.
Yeah.
We had a situation this week where a head football coach resigned and left his school 2 days after spring practice started to take a position coach job at a school that didn't even interview him after he served as their interim coach. Well, you went back to that school and did that to those players?
I mean, it sucks. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, though, you get money offered at you that if it's more than what you're making, in this day and age, coaching in Georgia Southern, that's pretty hard to do, just because, yeah, they've had a pretty solid program over the last few years, but realistically, how can they compete in the NIL game? They can't. There's no way. You already have Georgia Tech and Georgia that have already taken over the state. With that, then.
But in that regard, why are you going to do that to the kids? Didn't ask them to do that.
No, true. No, very true. And that is a shame. That being said, I'm pretty sure they will probably hire from within to keep the team intact. And worst case scenario, everybody hits the portal. They'll have 30 days to transfer somewhere. And you're going to tell them what may happen there. It is a shame, though. But it's like with Chip Kelly leaving. UCLA was like at the end. It was just up and out of nowhere. People expected him to leave, but but luckily UCLA made a stellar hire and got a UCLA guy to take over. So that really works out well for them. Mm-hmm. But thankfully we're mainly baseball fans, so we don't really have to worry about that crap.
Yeah, football's over with us for a little bit. It's baseball time.
Yep.
I just got to worry about our coach getting sniped out by the SEC.
You know, I think he's loyal to Iowa. I really do.
I think he is, but the next one's going to be Sean McGrath, the pitching coach in Iowa.
I
If
got you.
anybody's going to get a nod, dude, the talent he's producing is insane.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start a college baseball petition. Force Iowa State to start a baseball program. And then the Iowa pitching coach can go be the head coach at Iowa State.
No, don't do that to them.
And keep him in state.
Hey, I'm down with that.
Keep that homegrown talent right there.
My thing is, why would Iowa State not have a baseball program?
Because they're chicken.
I mean, it's just
they're chicken. They're chicken.
I mean, so many schools that don't have one. It's like Vanderbilt, they don't have a softball program. Why?
They got bowling instead.
We need the Big Ten to get Wisconsin.
We have Vanderbilt has bowling and swimming instead of softball.
But that's stupid. Softball can generate them so much money.
But we don't have space for a field.
Get a neutral site.
I like the idea of a neutral site. And
I mean, crap, they're tearing everything up right now anyway. Why not build a softball field? I mean, heck, just put a little net in the middle of the outfield of the baseball field or something. I mean, come on. I mean,
so
really,
if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's turn Hawkins Field into a softball complex, tear down this Goliath that they call a football stadium, tear down Memorial Gym, build a multi-use facility indoors, be the first indoor baseball team in the SEC. You could use it for football, baseball, and basketball. Come on. What are we doing? Cool. Let's do it.
Hey, there you go. You need to go to a meeting and present that.
Let's do it, baby.
Who's your top college baseball prospects of all time? Oh, man, that's a good question.
All time?
Yeah, so this is Jamie's question. I'll put this on the screen. I mean, of all time, I mean, obviously my top one that's going to come to head is Ben McDonald. That guy was a stud in college, and he was one of my he's always been one of my favorite pitchers, but he's my favorite commentator now. But if you go like current day and age, you got guys like Alex Bregman, you got Dansby Swanson, you had Carson Fulmer, who was a very elite guy. Right now, Iowa's got one of the top pitchers that of recent memory, and Brody Breck, that will be a elite prospect that may go as an all-time prospect. I mean,
last year for you guys.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, but for this year, yeah, Kaggs is definitely the number one guy right this year, and Nick Kurtz, which honestly I could see Nick Kurtz going ahead of Kaggs. Kurtz is a very, very, very talented player. He was a pain in the butt in Omaha last year. But yeah, so Travis from Oregon State, he that kid is good. He when he was in Baton Rouge last year.
Was he the one that got hurt earlier this week?
No, he played today. No, that's one of their pitchers that got hurt. He's their Australian player that they've got. He's very, very
top prospects of all time. You have to go with Jack Leiter.
Yeah.
Dylan Cruz.
Yep.
Swanson wasn't really big as a prospect, but he did go 1-1.
About to say, I mean, I don't get no better than
that. As far as today's players, I'd have to say Kurtz. I'm not big on Kaggs.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy Tanks right now.
If I'm going to use Kaggs as a prospect, it's going to be as a fielder, not as a pitcher.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't think he's got the gas to stay in the game long enough for a major league team.
Right.
That being said, he could be a great closer, but I feel like you could use him, in a better way. So to shout out Jody real quick. Yes, this is something that I've been happy about the whole show. We talked about a couple of times. Yes, Cal State Fullerton starting out the season like this blows my mind. I'd asked you a few weeks ago what you thought on them, and you said they would be better this year. You can't start out any better than that. That is the ultimate way to start the season. Like right now, if we were voting for our Golden Broom Award, I'm Cal State all the way.
So, but here's the thing: hasn't Cal State beaten Stanford at least once every opening weekend for the past like 4 or 5 years?
Something like that. Yeah, I mean they play it quite a bit. But doing this, yeah,
this guy is on his game. Jamie, I love your numbers here.
Absolutely.
The reminder that Inkavilla is the home run leader all time in college baseball.
Yep.
Do you think Sasaki makes a run at that?
If he stays long enough, yes. If he stays.
Yeah, if you get 3 seasons out of him,
yeah,
there's a good chance. But
you do?
Yeah, I gotta see him suit up first and go.
Right.
I can't just automatically say, oh, this is the next big thing.
He does look pretty good in that Stanford uniform now.
He does. It's just weird to me with his style of play, like why he would have had the Final Four that he had. I mean, Stanford doesn't fit that mold of a power hitting team per se. Like if he would have went to a school, if he would even went to like a Florida State, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, something like that, I could see that. But him going to Stanford of all places kind of blew my mind.
So the thing about Stanford, the difference between Stanford and Vanderbilt is what they teach at the plate. Vanderbilt is more of a long stroke hitting program, which lessens your home run hitting ability.
Yeah.
Where Stanford doesn't mind using launch angle. And that's the big thing today is launch angle to drive them home run numbers up.
Okay, please tell me that kid's nickname is actually Godzilla, because that is amazing if it is. Like,
that'd be awesome.
I mean, could you imagine like the walk up to the plate, like a Godzilla type of song as he's going up to the plate?
Yeah.
And then have like the sound of like the feet stepping on the ground, just like that loud sound of him. Oh my gosh, I would love that so much.
Jody, you're just glad they didn't have him today. Be honest.
Absolutely.
Like
the Bat Cats.
Congrats, though, Jody. Congrats.
Yes. GQ, man, I don't know what to say about Kentucky yet. I don't want to give them love yet. I know they got a good team coming back, but I can't do it.
I think they returned the most production from last year than any team in the SEC.
Yep.
So I think they're going to be all right. Them and Georgia are my sleepers.
Yeah.
Georgia was mine.
Georgia looked good today.
Yeah. I mean, when you got Wes Johnson, he's the guy that, I know he's a good coach. I just don't know how good of a head coach he is. So this is it's a learning curve for everybody this year watching how he does, because for all he knows, he could be like Kirby Smart was when he went to Georgia and left Bama. Because, he was unproven as a head coach and then goes in and starts a dynasty. Does Wes Johnson do that? And the thing is, though, how long does Wes Johnson stay at the college ranks?
That's true.
Right.
Because, with him having such a lengthy career in the major leagues, he got some good money, but who's to say that like a minor league team or someone like that doesn't take him as their manager? I don't know what to expect with him already having that pro experience.
I'm excited, man. Iowa plays Georgia. The only thing I don't like, it's on Tuesday. So we're not going to get the Iowa's pitchers.
Nah.
Georgia's pitchers.
That's the one thing I hate about midweek games.
You just hope your midweek pitching can control Charlie Condon.
Yeah, we'll figure out who has the best midweeks.
Right.
I would throw Condon nothing but change up some
Iowa has
balls.
the best midweeks, but I don't know. I don't know what Georgia has for midweeks.
Georgia's they've got a lot of talent, so there's really no telling. Santa Barbara, man, they made Campbell look bad today. They went all the way out to Campbell and they tore him up.
And we hyped up Campbell the other week.
Look how much talent Campbell lost, though.
They did, but they also, they returned a pretty solid amount on their team. But our friend from In Off the Bench, he was actually there today. Jim Cross, him and his son went out there, handing out some Chinook cedary seeds, and he had a hot dog today, and I don't know what was on it, but it looked like it had like potato salad and crispy onions and like some kind of barbecue sauce or something. It looked really good.
You're gonna make me look, ain't you?
Yeah, Wes Johnson. Yeah, I mean, the college money is definitely better because I mean, the fact that you can come from a major league team being the top pitching coach in major league and get more money in college, that says a lot, and it shows how good he is considering the pitching was a huge reason that LSU won the national championship last year because at the end their pitching got on and it was awesome.
For sure, man.
But now we
got
got
make
Nate
me look for this hot dog, ain't you?
Oh yeah, it's I don't know if he put it on Twitter or not, but I know it's on his Facebook page.
Always like a good hot dog, my friends.
Absolutely.
No wrong.
You know, when I was going down, so when I was going downtown today, I passed UAB Stadium. You can see it from the interstate, and they were playing Kennesaw State as I was driving by. And if I didn't have a meeting already, I would have definitely stopped and watched some ball because that would have just been nice to be in the stands for a minute and get a hot dog. But
you fixing to see a hot dog? I'm just saying.
Hey, I'll send you a picture of a hot dog next weekend. All right.
Alrighty. Wait, where are you going? You're going to that tournament, right?
Yeah, so I'll be at Iowa Auburn and Iowa Virginia next week.
Man, that's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be fire, man. That's gonna be good stuff.
It really is. That you gotta try to meet up with some Iowa players. Maybe try to get an interview or something.
I'll try to get Brody Breck. He ain't pitching on. He's gonna pitch. Apparently, he's pitching Fridays now. I don't know.
I gotcha. That would be awesome. Even if it's like a 10-second interview, I mean that'd be awesome.
I think he should be pitching Saturdays like last year, but that's me.
Yeah.
Imagine that. A college team pitching their ace on their opening day.
Hey, listen. Last year we started on Fridays, and we struggled at the beginning. He struggled. They flip-flopped him and Marcus Morgan, and that's when Iowa took off. And I'm going to call this right now. This underdog, Big Ten pitcher of the year, Marcus Morgan.
Okay.
Not even Breck.
Okay.
Marcus Morgan.
Okay.
He's the most rounded pitcher we have.
I mean, honestly, with Iowa too, like they're a team that I had so much faith in them last year because when they played LSU, they were scrappy. They played the crap out of us, and they looked great.
Man.
Yeah. I want to see him do something special.
Postseason, we got 7 innings out of our starters, and then the last 2 to 3 innings, Indiana State housed us. And I'm like, I mean, I think one of the games, Brody Breck pitched 8 innings, and we lost.
That's insane.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
So
come on.
So we're gonna have to discuss this hot dog.
Yes, please put that on the screen because I want to know what is actually on that. Does that not look like potato salad and crispy onion pieces?
That looks like Funyuns, man.
It does look like Funyuns.
Funyuns, man.
A little bit of barbecue sauce.
Potato salad, Funyuns, barbecue sauce. I'm here for it.
I feel like I need to tweet Jim and ask him what it was because it's definitely got my attention to say the least. And that being said, if you're watching right now and you like college baseball, please check out the In Off the Bench podcast. They interview college baseball players, gymnasts. They interview everybody, and they don't just stick in the SEC. He goes all out, and he hooks these guys up and girls up with NIL deals and everything. Like he does a lot of stuff to grow the game, and it is so cool to see. So please check out In Off the Bench.
And speaking of that, we mentioned the Parker Bird story earlier. They actually had Parker Bird on their podcast a couple weeks ago. Great story with that young man.
Yes.
Just thrilled that he's able to make it back and actually play in an actual game.
So that's awesome. What's been your guys' highlight so far?
Man, let's see. I'd say
besides the W's we all got.
Yeah, I'd say so far my highlight would be seeing that Grand Canyon home run today. That was nice. But also seeing Bear Jones for LSU get a home run and then seeing Hayden Travinsky put the dagger in it and getting a home run at the end of the game. It was nice to see. And I called the Travinsky one right before the pitch came. I told my daughter, I said, watch, he's going to hit a home run right here. And pop, right when he did it. And then I threw my hands up. I was all, jazz handsing it up.
Mic dropping it almost.
Pretty much.
So highlight for me today. You're gonna make me look. So one of the highlights for me is Dartmouth didn't lose.
Yeah, that I saw that and I was like, and the fact they were playing Tulane.
Actually, Dartmouth didn't play today. That's what I'm saying. They didn't lose.
Wait, who played Tulane? Oh, it was Northwestern. I'm sorry, they played Tulane. My bad.
Northwestern won? Hold on.
Yeah.
Northwestern won?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. They're 1-0, baby. Woo!
Let's see.
Okay, so let's have that discussion real quick. Who turns it around better, Dartmouth or Northwestern? Arguably the two worst teams in college baseball last year.
Oh, man, that's a tough call, man.
Wait, what was the question again?
I got to think about that.
Who turns it around better this year?
Dartmouth
or Northwestern?
I'm
going with Dartmouth.
I'm just going to go Dartmouth too, because no, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go Northwestern. They won today. They went down and played Tulane and beat them. So that's huge for a Northern team to do that, considering Michigan lost to Western Michigan today, which blew my mind. So, yeah, let's go. I got faith. Let's do it.
I haven't been high on Michigan.
Yeah, not high on Michigan. Not after losing Buckets.
Yeah.
Been...
Jamie asked, are there any relevant college baseball programs in Ohio? Ohio State is decent.
Ohio State,
every few years. Xavier is always pretty solid.
Wright State.
Yeah. Xavier was solid last year. They had that reliever, Justin Lohr, that gave Vanderbilt fits in the regional. And he ended up transferring to LSU, and he pitched today.
Don't remind me. Yeah. Is Wright State in Ohio or is that in Indiana?
Actually, no, I think that is Indiana.
Because they're always pretty good, too.
Yep.
Kent State made a run last year.
Cincinnati might get a come up joining the Big 12.
Yeah.
What's something to look at.
Absolutely.
But obviously not this year. Not this year.
So I don't know about y'all, but I mean, honestly, this show, I had a feeling this show would be a very short show tonight with it being opening day and there's not a lot to talk about. So that's kind of a good thing because that means I get an early night because tomorrow is my birthday and I'm sleeping in. I'm going to sleep like a champ tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
shut up. I got to work.
Oh, poor guy. I have to go make some money. Oh, no.
I might be able to go afford my Vanderbilt logo wireless earbuds.
There you go. Jody asked who had the worst opening day, Florida, USC, or Stanford. Honestly, I say Stanford. Losing two games on your opening day, coming off an Omaha run, I mean that hurts.
If it was one game, I'd say Florida. But
yeah, I mean because Florida, they just couldn't get it going. The weird thing is though, Florida didn't strike out a lot today. They only struck out twice. Or no, I'm sorry. I think it ended up being maybe 3 times.
That's
but
not a lot,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Many thanks. I'll die one day.
So there is one score out there that we haven't mentioned yet.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about some mid-majors, I think this is the best mid-major in the country. It's Coastal Carolina.
Dude, they went off today.
They went off. We've heard so much about their hitting. And the story on them is if they can get the pitching to go with the hitting. Well, today they got both. They won 26-0.
Oh.
They don't get no better than that.
And on that box score, when you look at it, they gave up 1 hit.
That's insane.
You're winning 26-0 and only giving up 1 hit. You're pretty good.
Chris?
Who?
Coastal.
Coastal? Let me double check that. I saw George Mason only had 1. Oh, God.
What?
26 runs on 15 hits.
Oof. Oh, so here's a stat for you today. LSU got hit by a pitch 8 times today.
Oh,
Are you leading the nation?
I'm not sure. I'll find out in the next couple of days.
you got to be close.
It's got to be something your hitting coach is teaching.
It's a Jay Johnson thing. Every year, his teams are always up there in the hit by pitch, and there's nothing they're doing. They're not crowding the plate. They're literally just standing in the box like they're supposed to. It's very. I have no idea. But yeah, Tommy Tanks today though he didn't have a terrible game. He didn't have a great game either. I mean, it was very neutral. He had an RBI, but it was a sacrifice hit situation. But overall, though, I mean, I think Tanks is going to have a year this year. I'm very excited to see what he does. I think he's about 90% healthy because he had a little surgery in the offseason. But man, when he gets to his stride, I'm scared to see what he does.
So a scoreboard alert. Take a look down in Miami, New Jersey Institute of Technology, 7. Miami 7, bottom of the 9th.
Oh, Miami walked it off. They won. Yeah, they literally just walked it off. Texas came back and took the lead. They're up 6-3 in the 7th now. Tennessee's still up 3-2. Missouri's up 2-0 on Cal Poly in the 6th. Missouri winning today would be a nice thing to see.
Yes. I think Missouri's going to be better than what people anticipate.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone knows what to make of Missouri this year with a new coach and everything. Like there's no way to know.
Right.
Did that big first baseman come back?
I'm honestly not sure. I have not looked into Missouri's roster at all, to be honest. That's like one of the only teams in the SEC I haven't looked much into, mainly because I had them at the bottom of the power rankings. Speaking of that, Chris, since we're getting near the end of the show, do you want me to play the video George and I made of the power rankings real quick?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Go ahead and do that real quick.
Welcome to the 643 Putout. My name is The Real Hog Fam, joined by Jay Johnson's Towboy. We're going to bring you the SEC baseball power rankings of this upcoming season. Let's get into it.
Coming in at number 14, your Missouri Tigers.
Coming in at number 13, Mississippi State.
Number 12, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Number 11, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Number 10, the Ole Miss, Rebels, Land Sharks, whatever you want to call them.
Number 9, the Auburn Tigers.
Number 8, the unfortunate Alabama Crimson Tide.
Number 7, the Texas A&M Aggies.
Number 6, South Carolina Gamecocks.
Number 5, the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Number 4, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Number 3, the Florida Gators.
Number 2, your reigning, defending national champions, the LSU Tigers.
And number 1 is the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, let's get into this thing. What that is
The Golden Boot Podcast, Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, only on the Dogs Media Network. Stay golden.
Yeah, I didn't feel like playing the whole video of that. There's no reason to, because then it's just a bunch of jibber jabber about random stuff. Just at least show the power rankings. So basically what George and I were doing is we just call it 643 put out since we have more time during the day than Chris does. And so Chris will be part of this video series as well. We want other people as well. Brad, we'd love to have you on sometime for it. And what we do is basically we just do a rapid fire shoot of a certain topic, and then that's it. Cut it, put it on YouTube, and it works out. And that's pretty much what we did. It ended up getting our highest views to date on our YouTube channel. We're very happy about that. I don't think it hit 100 views, but it still got our highest views to date on YouTube.
Let me double check that real quick.
Hey,
Okay.
Just a second.
all I gotta say is that 7 through 11, that's a crapshoot, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
That
And
thing
that's
could go.
yeah.
I'm like,
And we were hated for the rankings by a
they
lot
could
of
be
people.
anywhere. Honestly, all of them.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, honestly, out of the top 5, I mean, everybody else can be shut. You could have put anyone anywhere and it'd have been all good. And Missouri just gets the brunt of it because we just
They're
don't know
Missouri.
enough about them. Yeah.
Because they're Missouri.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Okay, and it is almost double what our previous high was for views.
Okay, so what's it at?
Our previous high was at 83. The short video that you guys did the other day is sitting at 143 already.
Whoa.
Get it, maybe.
Whoa, that doubled. I love that. Okay. Nice. Man, that's a win right there. I'll take it all day.
Nice job, boys.
So,
Good job.
looks like Jamie is offering up some locations where we can stream at.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So let me get our ticker going real quick.
So, Jamie, by all means,
There
if
we
you
go.
want to shoot us a message on YouTube, or you can find us on Facebook, Golden Boot Podcast, shoot us a message. We'd love to join your groups. Let us know which groups you're in or whatever. We'll more than happy to join them. And we also have a group called College Baseball Smack if you'd like to join that on Facebook. Or you can even find me on Facebook. My name's right there, and shoot me an ad or whatever. And by all means, we'd love to share in your groups. That'd be awesome. This guy right here, probably gonna have to ban him. Johnny Birchfield says LSU's overrated. Johnny, let me just tell you, you can kiss my ass. No, that's my buddy. We used to work together. He's
out.
a Bama fan. I was waiting for something like that.
Cody's getting the boot from the boot.
But no,
Dramatic
Just
strikeout.
know,
You're out.
just know, if you don't expect there to be drop off when you're losing dudes like Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan, and Cade Beloso, and those dudes that could take over a game at any given time,
Yep.
and you expect no drop off, you're fooling yourself.
no, I mean the drop off's expected,
Man.
but there's just so many guys that came in that make up for those spots. Like so,
You
the biggest
just
thing.
don't make it up.
So the biggest makeup for me for replacing Dylan Cruz, Mac Bingham from Arizona. Guy had almost 100 hits, and they didn't even go to the postseason last year. Hit over 360. Came in today, did very well. I expect a lot out of this kid this year. I think he can be a game changer for the
But
program.
wasn't that against a very weak Pac-12?
Sure, absolutely. But he hadn't shown any drop-off after game one, so at the end of the day, it's game by game. And all spring and fall, he was one of our top offensive outputters, so I'm all for him. I support him.
Reminder, you played VMI.
Hey, VMI is actually better than I realized. I thought we were going to just steamroll them, and they came out and they played the crap out of us today. But we got Central Arkansas tomorrow. I'm excited about that. It's at 1 o'clock. It's weird though. None of LSU's games this weekend are night games. They're all day games. And that's very strange.
The same
And
with
we play a 4-game weekend too. We play on Monday as well.
we have a very real possibility of having some snow baseball in Nashville.
I want to see that. I really do. I think that'd be awesome. Well, wait. No, I don't actually. Not on the turf. I don't want to see that.
No, you don't.
That'd be scary.
We see that
One
all
of
the
the-
time, and then they get canceled, bro.
That being said,
Well,
though,
the-
you can start sliding halfway down the baseline and you'll make it to the base.
I think Ohio State. Jamie is apparently an Ohio State fan. I actually think Ohio State's going to be pretty decent this year.
They
I
got
think they're
beat
gonna
today.
I think they're going to be one of the top 5 teams in the Big Ten.
Very, very well could. They got beat by
Right.
Boston College today, 9-2.
I think you
They're
got
usually
Iowa.
Middle of the pack,
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
usually are.
You got Iowa, Indiana,
Maryland,
Maryland.
Rutgers,
I think Ohio State, Rutgers. I
Nebraska.
think they're all going to make some noise. Nebraska's going to
Nebraska
getting
looked good
better
today.
every year.
If their pitching can hold up, Nebraska can be a dangerous team this year.
See, that's the problem. They never hold up, man.
Yeah.
They have the program, they have the facilities. They just every year.
So this will be my last thought of the night, but I want to say it was nice to see St. John's do something against Florida today, because the last few years, St. John's has had teams that have been very, very good. They just couldn't make it past the first round of the tournament, and they just got stuck. and seeing them start out with a victory over Florida.
It's huge.
I mean, yeah, even if they lose the next 2 games of the series, it doesn't matter. They started out 1-0 and beat Florida with their Friday night guy. So I like it. I like it a lot. So Chris, you got any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is North Dakota State is currently trailing UC Irvine, the Anteaters, one of my favorite names in all of college baseball.
Absolutely.
It's 6-2 in the 4th inning. But North Dakota State last year played one of the toughest schedules in all of America. They faced 7 top 20 teams in the first 8 weeks.
Yeah. That sucks.
That's brutal. They came on at the end of the year, ended up winning like 10 straight games at the end of the year, got back into conference contention. They are my pick to be a surprise team in the NCAA tournament.
I like it. So, Brad, what's your final thoughts?
I like it. I don't have much, man. All I got to say is thank God baseball is here.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
all I got right now, man.
I love it.
Looking forward to the season, spending it with you guys, spending it with all you guys that are out there in the world. And I can't wait, man. Cannot wait.
Absolutely.
So, before we cut it off, I want to ask Andrew. He says, what about them Gamecocks? Well, Andrew and Sam, another Gamecock fan, let me ask you guys, what did you guys think about Parker Nolan? Just tell us in the comments what you thought of him. Did he play a lot? Did he hit the ball? Did he get dirty? You know, that's what he was known for at Vanderbilt, is getting dirty. And, you know, what are the prospects with Becker going forward? I know he got hurt last Sunday. Is he out for the season? A couple weeks? Is he going to have surgery? What's his status?
You know, I haven't heard a single thing on him since that injury, actually.
Yeah.
I've looked everywhere and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't even find anything on Twitter about it. Let's see.
He says the Gamecocks are tall and Nolan got a walk and no assist.
Makes sense.
Andrew says he's a Gamecock fan and he don't know. Come on, Andrew. You can't be college sports villains if you don't know the answers to the questions. You got to be the villain.
All right, let's see. I got their box pulled up. Let me check it out and see what I can find on. Well,
I like Sam's comment here. South Carolina's loaded with tall lefties and big righties.
They are. So Parker Nolan today 0 for 4 with a walk and 1 strikeout. He left 3 on base. Ethan Petrie, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout.
Nice.
Cole Messina, 1 for 2, 2 walks and a strikeout. Gavin Cassis, 0 for 3, a walk and 2 strikeouts.
He's actually playing with a knee injury?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Eli Jones started for them today. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, a run, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. I mean, you don't get no better than that. And then pretty much after that, they were pretty much shut down. Their bullpen was. So, yeah, solid outing for them today.
One thing I liked about what happened with Vanderbilt today, Jack Bolger, he's been our starting catcher for 3 years. He's not our starting catcher today. He's DHing for us. We've got Alan Espinal behind the plate. I think he's a better defensive catcher than Bolger was. But what I liked was Bolger's DHing, and the first pitch he saw today, he dumped it over the center field wall.
And there you go.
So
that's how you do it.
I like seeing that. Yeah,
for sure.
If he can focus on just hitting, I think he's going to be dangerous.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching the Golden Boot with us tonight. We'll be back Monday to talk a recap of what happened over the weekend. Very excited to sit down and do nothing this weekend and watch nothing but baseball. George will be back next Friday, and we'll be back to normal officially. we're gonna have a lot more guests coming on. Brad, we definitely appreciate you coming on tonight.
Always. Thank you
And
for having me.
if you're free Monday, we'd love to have you again. If you're free
I'll
next
try.
Friday, we'd also like to have you again.
I'll be at the game, but I'll try.
All right. Hey, there you go. Hey, live action from the game. Let's do it.
All right, deal. Bet. I'll be
And
on
Jamie?
Friday.
There you go.
I wanted to shout out Jamie. He's been consistent with his comments tonight. Thank you for your participation.
Absolutely.
Jamie.
Thank you for watching. We enjoyed having you, sir.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, that's all we got for you tonight. You guys stay golden. Enjoy some baseball this weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.